Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another draft. I am Ryan from Mana Bluff. Here we are with a Theros draft. This is the second one I have for the site. I'm still new to the format. I've done a couple of drafts. I'm starting to learn the cards a little bit more. I'm still very new. Kind of think I'm just going to take this Lightning Strike. Kind of want to go deep at one point with this Kragma Warcaller and start just getting a bunch of Minotaurs online. That'd be kind of fun. Both of these uncommons are pretty strong. I don't know, is Steam Augury any good? Let's find out. Does not seem to be good. Well, I guess we'll find, see if someone else ends up playing it or not. I've never seen it played, but again, not super experienced. Yeah, I'm going to take the Lightning Strike, the foil one. Sucks to pass another one, but I still think it's just one of the best removal spells in the format. I like it, and there's no other like card calling to me that Wave Crash Triton kind of a fan of. Here I'll take the Coordinated Assault because it goes in red. It's just a good combat trick by itself, and then it gets huge value if you jump into that Heroic deck, which I'm not a huge fan of just because of how inconsistent it is. I was able to draft one really sweet Heroic deck because no one was in it. I just had all the pieces, and then I tried it another time where I started off going for it, and it was, like the colors were open, but all of the good Heroic pieces are uncommon. You need all of the sweet heroic creatures that actually get great heroic abilities, and those are uncommon, the really good ones. And then you need the really sweet, up to 2 target creatures get blah blah blah, which are uncommon as well. So it's kind of hard to get. But I like being open to it. It's the strongest red card in the pack anyway, so I'm definitely grabbing it. Next in the pack, I like Omen Speaker. I don't need to pick it highly. Unicorn's fun to go deep on, I would guess. I like Read the Bones a lot because I like scrying and drawing cards. And then Chronicler of Heroes just seems like as a solid card to get in those colors, even though I'm not going to do that. Ooh, so Horizon Chimera is awesome. Probably the best card in the pack. I like the Courser, kind of like the other 3-3. We're going to take the Fanatic of Mogus. If we're going red, this guy will probably just be pretty decent. And I'm happy, again, just to kind of stay on the red path. Horizon Chimera is the first card in these in the second and third pack that I've seen where I'm kind of tempted to go into another color, but unfortunately it's another 2 colors. I'm not, or if I was in green or blue already, then maybe I'd start jumping into it as well. But I don't want to give up Lightning Strike or even Coordinated Assault for the Horizon Chimera. But something to keep my eye on with those two. And I think Decorated Griffin is just stupid. I don't know. It's just way overcosted for a 2-3, and I can't imagine its other ability being relevant enough. This format's not slow enough to where you want to sink mana and running damage to you. Right? Yeah, that's gotta be true. So we'll take the Fnatic here. Cool. Probably take the Arena Athlete, even though Ordeals are really good in the Heroic deck as well, but maybe it's going to end up being a red-green Heroic deck, like with the Staunch-Hearted Warrior. That's pretty cool. The Colossus of Akros. Gosh, I wish this card was playable. So much fun. But the Arena Athlete is actually very good in a Heroic deck, and it's just a serviceable 2-1 with possible upside at times. So back to the red game plan, which I like being. Well, the Hunter doesn't matter. We'll take a Crone Crusader. This is the example of where you can pick up these heroic dudes, but this common guy at 1-1, it's aggressive and you can get some good creatures, but he's really only awesome if you pick up the what is the Phalanx Leader? The Phalanx Leader, it's the double white guy that pumps all of your dudes when you trigger its heroic ability, which is sweet. That's when a Crone Crusader gets insane, so you know, whatever. But I could pick this up, and this cannot make my deck right now, because if I don't go heroic, if I don't get all the right pieces, he's just, you know, underwhelming. Kind of glad I didn't get the Chimera. I don't really see anything super major going on in the green or blue colors. I think last pack I liked the heroic guy in green, but that was about it. Priest, kind of boring. Sideboard card if you're in those colors. I think I like the Snarecaster better than the Battle Priest. So I think we're going to grab it here. I'm not going to take Messenger Speed. Battle Priest is fine, but its heroic ability is just boring. I think in the heroic deck you want to be aggressive. So a 1-3 at 2, not what you want for aggression. And they gain 2 life. I mean, ideally you don't care about your life. At least not when you're playing red like I am. So we'll just take the Snarecaster. Hopefully not play it. Happy to get the Ill-Tempered Cyclops. That is a wonderful card and exactly where I want to be in red. And I'm not going to pick up these dorky white cards instead of it. here's a little bit more of a decision. Glare of Hearsay, really good sideboard card if I end up going white in the heroic deck. Lots of ifs where this might actually come in. The Satyr Rambler I haven't seen done anything good. It's a 2-1 with trample, but there's no really strong cards that pump it. You have the Ordeals, but I'd rather put Ordeals on like heroic guys if I'm in red. So I don't really think there's a home for the Rambler that I've seen as of yet. Dark Betrayal, same as Hearsay, not there. Sedge Scorpion can be good. I'm going to take the Hearsay, because there is a strong likelihood that I do end up going in white. Now here, I'm kind of surprised and excited to see the Kragma Warcaller table. I'm going to grab this now, because if I can get a Minotaur deck online, you know, in black and red, or even just like major red with a little bit of black splash, that's cool. For Dead Betrayal, I do want, especially in a red aggressive deck, but I'm willing to wait and pick up that the active treason effect later, and maybe try to see if I can get into this Minotaur game plan, which is pretty cool. But if that doesn't work, I think I still just keep the aggressive cards flowing here. Wild Celebrants will take. It's a fine red card. Not insane, but fine. Goliath is actually pretty playable. We'll take the Demolish sideboard card versus the sideboard card out of our colors. So an okay start to red. A little worried having passed that first Lightning Strike about how red might be flowing in the second pack. Hopefully having cut it so hard, and also not exactly seeing it flowing majorly next to me. I mean, yeah, I got the Arena Athlete, Cyclops, you know, some red stuff, but none of the... nothing that makes me go, wow, red is just insanely open. So we have Menomai and a Lightning Strike. Probably going to just take a Lightning Strike, but is Menomai even worth anything? Hold on to a second. Well, Menomai is not worth anything, luckily, because otherwise I'd be having to take it for value. And instead I get to take this Lightning Strike, which I'm stoked on. Could take the Crone Hoplite. It's a good card. I don't think it's better than Lightning Strike, but let's say that wasn't there. Probably pick between the Ordeal and the Hoplite. But since, again, I'm not even sure if I'm going white, I would really love to go black with my Minotaur. We're sticking to this solid removal. That's going to be the same sort of idea with this Rage of Perforos, but what is the Agent of Fate's doing? The target agent. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Wow. Ooh. Now that is tempting, I must say. I already have a Coordinated Assault, right? So that'll be nice. We're probably going to have a few more heroic things I want to be doing. For heavy red, ugh. The rareness of this makes me really want to get there. I mean, a 3-2 Death Touch by itself is already great anyway. The issue is this Rage of Porphyros is making the deck no matter what. It's very good. I want to have it. I have 2 Lightning Strikes already. Getting a solid red base is going to be insane. Versus picking up this black, which I don't know is going to really be what my game plan is going to do. I don't have any 3-drops. Alright, Agent of Fates. You convinced me. You got me going here. So that means I have to start thinking along those lines. It means I am going to start wanting to try to do this whole Minotaur aggression thing. So we'll take this Deathbellow Raider, which is not insane. The Grey Merchant of Asphodel is very good in the Devotion deck, but clearly I'm moving away from that. I'm much more red. I much more want to be aggressive than this Control-y version. This is certainly a good card. I would be fine picking up, but I think we're going to try to move all in on this aggressive deck here. I'm going to take the Coordinated Assault again. It's great for the heroic guys. Would be happy to see any of these cards table. That is the Lamphid, the Harpy, the Marauder, and the Oread. That's perfectly great. Having 2 Coordinated Assaults mean the Agent of Fates is going to be pretty good. I'm tempted to take the Skull Cleaver to get my Minotaurs online, but Lash of the Whips, solid removal spell, Titan Strength, triggers our heroic very well and allows us to keep bashing in, right, with everything. Yeah, I think I want to be much more quicker than this Lash of the Whip is going to be. Same with with this Disciple. So we're going aggression here, and we're going to draft an aggressive red deck with these black backups, which means another Deathbellow Raider and passing on these like really prime removal spells here. We do have 2 lightning strikes. We have this Agent of Fates, so we're kind of going all in on this strategy right now. May not be correct. Actually, you know what? I will take Sip of the Hemlock. I'm probably going to get another Death Raider, and I don't think I'm going to want more than 2 in the 2-drop slot. It's going to be eating up all my mana. So yeah, we'll take the Sip of the Hemlock. That's a good enough removal spell versus Last of the Rips to where it's worth grabbing over a Death Raider. And we're going to be wanting to play that black anyway to get the Agent of Fates online, so that's fine. Ooh. So this is the worst of the 2-target creatures do things because it costs 4. But at the same time, there's like such a premium on that. It's kind of like, do I want this or do I want my Spear Point Oread, which is really good too? Kind of becomes a heroic trigger. I'm going to try the Cutthroat Maneuver. I just haven't tried it. I still don't think it's going to be insanely awesome, but it being able to trigger heroic things I think is going to be relevant. And lifelink may be fine, whatever. I doubt that's going to be a big deal, but it's more just let's have another heroic guy online. Titan Strength, we got that guy. We'll definitely make the deck with our heroic dudes. I think I'll take another Crusader. Again, back to this aggression, right? I only want 1 Portended Betrayal, which I'll probably get. I'll also probably get the Chrome Crusader too, right? Well, we have a lot of heroic dudes. Yep. Yay! What? That is insane. I guess I'm the only red drafter, so that's kind of awesome. I said yay at first, and then I realized, what the heck is this still doing in the back? That is crazy. Two-headed Cerberus. I'm not looking to be doing things that overly pump with two-headed Cerberus, and I'll probably get the 1 two-headed Cerberus I'll be running. I'm going to take this Dark Betrayal for the sideboard, because that'll be really good against someone, I'm sure at some point during this matchup. March of the Return for the sideboard, hopefully not playing it. Same with Flamecaster or Flamecast Wheel. The Yoke Ox does slow me down, which I can't be having here. So a really fun start of a deck with our 2 Coordinated Assaults. We have some really okay heroic dudes. I think we're going to probably just pack on this Arena Athlete right now as another heroic guy. This, we're opening another Mythic here in a color that we're not playing. Kind of a bummer. And Master Warriors is selling for a couple tickets, but I like this deck a little too much to just take this for value. And Arena Athlete, with what we're trying to do, I think will be kind of important. Being able to get blockers out of the way. Magma Jet, pretty sure we're going to take. What else is here? Wouldn't mind the Skull Cleaver. I already have one, but it would be nice. But no, I'm not going to pass up a Magma Jet for it. Another Rage. Could take a Cutthroat Maneuvers. How are we on creatures? We're kind of low on creatures considering we're supposed to be an aggressive deck. But I do think that these removal spells are a little too important not to take. And I'm probably going to see this Deathbellow Raider come back or another one and maybe get the Skull Cleaver back as well. And I definitely want the Rage of Perforos over an Ordeal or this other Cutthroat Maneuver. I think 1 is all I'm going to want in this aggressive deck. Cool. So Ember Swallower, I'm going to go to first. Would love another Fanatic, but Ember Swallower is just too good. A 4/5 at 4. Yes, please. This guy will probably pretty regularly be getting some more. I already have one. Love to see it again, but Ember Swallower, let's do it. I need to fill in my 3-drops because supposedly I'm aggressive. Alright, so what's kind of weak in the deck? Honestly, these are Crowing Crusaders. Yeah, I'm aggressive, but I don't know if they do really enough. I only have 3 Minotaurs, right? So maybe I do just want to fill in the Minotaurs here. That's an Elemental. Oh, 4 Minotaurs. Forgot. Fanatic of Bogus is a Minotaur. So that's cool. Maybe get rid of the Wild Celebrants. Put it in the sideboard. See just how aggressive we can be. Depends on everything else. Ooh, Porphyrosis Emissary. Very good card. Happy to grab it here. Don't want a Dragon Mantle over it. Emissary's great. Yeah, I'd take 2 more Minotaur Skull Cleavers and be pretty happy. You know, thin down the deck a little bit. Take out the Crusaders, I think. Have some solid curve and then removal. Yeah. Gosh. So, I'm light on creatures, and this is a big creature, but I think I care more about the Rage. They're both at 5 drops. Rage is like, I'll be playing early creatures. The Rage purpose will help me just get rid of, other cards on the table. If this was a 3-drop, actually, I would probably take it over the Rage of Perforos, because I am looking to fill out that Skull Cleaver sort of thing. But just having a 5-drop, not really what I need as much of. We'll take another Lightning Strike. I'm a little worried about having too much removal. Haha, always a funny thing to say. The Flamespeaker Adept do want, but I'm not really caring about the Scrying all that much right now. And Lightning Strike, if Lightning Strike was another Rage of Perforos, or even like the third one, I probably would take the Flamespeaker Adept over it. And even though I do have some humans with the Athlete and the Crone Crusader coming down, I'm not going to pass it over that guy. Sweet, we got the Minotaur Skull Cleaver, which I do want over the Raider there, so that's cool. There's another Wild Celebrants. We're never going to play 2. Is there anything I care about that I want to cut? I haven't seen Time to Feed ever be played. Not that it's bad, I don't think, in green, because it's just a green removal spell. I don't care about Warrior's Lesson too much, except it enables a competitive heroic deck. I'm going to cut it because of that, because that's kind of something that I think I'm scared of. Cool. So we got that other Skull Cleaver down. So I really like our initial build here. We have a whole bunch of aggression. We're going to maintain our aggression. I already have a Demolish, right? Don't need people flying up around me. So what I have to really decide is how aggressive do I want to be. I think I want to be pretty gosh darn aggressive with how this deck is. Might even be cutting like a Rage or something. And maybe the Sip of Hemlock, since I have plenty of removal on the lower front. Yeah, I think that might be the case. Try to build a solid like 16 land deck or something. I think that's the game plan. I'll find out in a moment. Okay, pretty fun deck it looks like. I have 13 creatures, a little light, so we're not completely out of the woodwork yet in how I want this deck to function. Here we'll see kind of like the deck is really designed to be in this 2 and 3 drop slot and take advantage of the Deathbellow Raiders, the Athletes, and then these Haste guys. I mean, our removal suite is really at our choosing. 3 Lightning Strikes, a Magma Jet, 2 Rages of Perforoses. We have a Rage and a Sip of Hemlock in the sideboard right now. So, alternatively, I could just, like, take out, our instance to just have infinite removal, which is certainly an option. But I think what's going to be a little more important is playing this quick game before opponents get really big. I might even want that Sip of Hemlock in at some point. Having 13 creatures is a little light, especially in an aggressive deck, but we have... I'm not too sure... I just don't have enough other stuff in where I want it to be. My options were a Crone Crusader or Wild Celebrants to come in. Celebrants are fine, but it's on the high end of the curve. I don't really care about that unless there's an artifact I really care about. And then the Crusaders, only having 4 spells that are going to be targeting my creatures, even though some of them, 3 of them are the double spells, are fine. They're just triggering 1/1s isn't a big deal. I'm more excited by having Agent of Fates and my Arena Athlete triggering so I can get things out of the way. So I like this build. I'm not too sure how confident I am in this format with it, considering only having 13 creatures. It's not exactly like the premium aggressive deck, so I just kind of want to see how it goes. Cutthroat Maneuver might be one of the first things I cut, bringing a Sip of Hemlock if there's something, all of my removal is early game removal, because, after something gets to 4 toughness, I can't kill it. So that is certainly an issue, which is why I might want the versatility of Sip of Hemlock. But what I'm trying to do is build a deck that is quick and aggressive to where these things matter. So, yeah, we're just going to try to hope and go quick and kill people before they get to their big-butted peoples. Let's add the land. Way more than that, excuse me. If we start off with our 10-7 split, how do I feel about that? Whew. Getting Agent of Fates down with the double black kind of puts a high cost on us. We have tons of red and not a lot of black, but at the same time, the only thing that requires red a lot is this Ember Swallower. So I might just want to hedge on the 9-8 split. I'll only ever need one mountain to get my life going. No, I think 10-7's right. Even though this is an Agent of Fate that has double black, and I do want to be, these are basically black cards as well. I think I only need 7. And with so many red spells, I don't ever want to have to like draw 2 swamps and just be like, ugh, I can't play my spells. 10-7 seems appropriate. Round 1.